questions, whatever. So today, people got another interview with a band that we've known for quite some time, and has been watching their progress over the last few years, and it's great to actually have a chat with him. So, how you doing, Mark?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, just seems a bit weird this week. I don't know whether it's Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, but yeah, I'm all good. Just been working, recovering from a bit of a hangover from being in Blackpool all weekend on a stag do. So
You do surprise me, involved alcohol.
that's right. It was, yeah, it was a good laugh. It was a good laugh. Put it that way. What I can remember of it anyway.
Excellent, mate. Excellent. So, obviously, we've known you from when you released Robin Friday, which went down an absolute storm and ended up on all football stadiums, didn't it? Back, a couple of,
Yeah, that's right.
about three. Is it
Yeah,
about
that
three?
was big.
Two?
Yeah, big surprise for us how well that went.
Yeah.
I think the first can't remember. I think the first stadium to play. It might have been somewhere like Luton or Bristol
You
or
Bristol.
somewhere. And then yeah, it just seemed to grow from there. And then Reading FC, obviously where we're from, they've been playing it pretty much every game at half time now for the last sort of year, 2 years.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, it was Bristol because one of our previous
Oh,
presenters,
Bristol, right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he sorted out and arranged it, which was
That sounds
fantastic.
right.
It was
Yeah.
fantastic for us. So yeah, but obviously, reason why I wanted you on, I saw you put something about you was doing something. I was like, oh, has the band changed? Have you gone solo? But so what's happened with the mirror pictures? Because you put something on last week, and I was like, oh, there's been a change here. Something's happened. He's gone solo or something.
Yeah. No, that's right. So the lineup of the band has changed from basically the whole band has changed apart from me.
Right.
Almost
Okay.
almost sound like I fired everyone. Not almost did, but not quite that bad. But I don't know. I think things always change in bands, and then two of the lads in the band wanted to go and do a covers band,
Right.
which is what they're doing now. And I sort of decided, well, I'm going to get a couple of new people in. Although two of the people that are in the band now actually were in the band originally.
Oh, right,
Um,
okay.
about 2.5 years ago, Dan, who's now the guitarist, he was in the band about 3 years, probably about 3 years ago when we first actually started. He was in the band, and same as Tom, who's now on the bass. So it's kind of yeah, a bit of a rotation sort of thing
Yeah.
going on.
Well,
And we've also got Ollie, who's the new drummer. He's the young lad in the band. He's the young one out of us. He's only 20 years old.
yeah.
But I think he's been playing drums since he was about 5 years old. But yeah, he's absolutely awesome
That's fun.
on the drums. So yeah, bit of a change in lineup. But like I say, two of the lads have actually been in the band. Dan, the guitarist, I've been playing music with him since I was about 16 and he was about 14. So
Yeah.
we sort of know each other very well. But no, it's sounding the last gig we played together in Reading with the new lineup was, I'd probably say it's up there, perhaps, one of our best we've done.
Yeah. Yeah, because you've got a new track out. And we'll play that at the end of the interview for the show and that. So we'll get that rocking. No, it's good. It's really interesting because like I say, it's like, oh, what's going on there? Because I've been watching you, watching you doing your stuff. Because obviously you've got family over in Thailand and see you over there quite often and
Yeah.
enjoying yourself much, which is nice to see actually. Because you're over there quite a lot during the old lockdown, weren't you? I think was you over
Yeah,
there?
yeah. Well, to begin with, I couldn't get over there for about 10 months, which was very hard for me because my daughter lives there.
Yeah.
So I was sort of travel backwards and forwards. But then I did get over there and ended up sort of. I was quite lucky. I stayed there for 6 months whilst England was in a full blown lockdown. I was ended up in Thailand, which at that point everything was open.
Yeah.
So it was quite lucky for me. I could stay out there. I stayed there in the end for 6 months, and good for staying in my little apartment. I live up on a rooftop, sort of overlooking the city, so you can sit there and write songs and
All
have
right.
a few beers and whatever, you know.
So you got a place over there as well. I didn't realise that. I thought you
Yeah, I
got.
have. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I've got a
nice.
place. Luckily, this stays open for me. I can rent it just when I'm there. So most of the songs that you heard on the album, the first album, you can't change the past. I'd probably say the majority of them I actually wrote in Thailand, up in my condo on the rooftop.
Yeah.
So I wrote most of the songs sort of over there. A few of them back in England, but yeah, it's great great being there for writing music.
I can see that, especially 3-hour blackout.
Well, that's about going out in Thailand.
Yeah,
in
no, I gathered that.
I'm sure you've heard
I gathered that. So I worked through the lyrics. I sort of come out. Oh yeah, he's a party, because I think you do like a bit of a party, don't you, Mike? I think you do like to. I think you like to live.
Oh
life.
yeah,
you like to live life,
absolutely.
don't you? Proper rock and roll.
Yeah, quite old school rock and roll, really. Because I've been in bands since I was about 16, and I stopped playing music for about 8 years, 9 years. I didn't pick up. I never thought I was going to start playing again until a mate of mine who actually was in the band, but now sort of works as the manager. He said, "Come on, we've got to start writing some songs," and just done it for a laugh, and it's just sort of gone on from there. But yeah, when I sort of came back to sort of music, I was a bit surprised how it's not as rock and roll as it used to be in the sort of early 2000s. Seems to. But I was a bit surprised. I was like, "Come on, no one gets drunk anymore before you go on stage."
You're hanging around with the wrong bands. I was with some DJs the other week, and they was flipping it up in the outside the dressing room before they went and did this set. So you're with the young ones. You see, some of them all gone sensible, haven't they? Some of them I've been talking on, they all drive and don't have a drink. Drive to the gig, don't have a drink, drive home again. What's that all about?
That's impossible for me.
I'd be wanting to get smashed. I'd be wanting.
Yeah.
See, I don't drink if I do anything like this, or I'm going to do. I won't drink at the start during it, because all my words go and everything. So I'm no good. So, but I drink afterwards. You know what I mean? No point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I wouldn't be able to get on stage unless I have at least 5 pints before I get on stage. But I find I can't go over 5, because then things start to go a bit sideways. Start trying to make jokes on stage. And it's just, honestly, I'm not good. I'm not a good comedian.
No, but you're
keep it to 5. Keep it to 5. Sorry, yeah.
You're a good musician and a good singer, so that's all that matters, isn't it? A good lyricist. But yeah, I get you. But at least you know your limits. At least you're not going on there absolutely off your face.
That's right. You learn from your mistakes. Yeah.
So
that way.
So you've led me on to a question there. So what's been the worst end with that, in that situation? What's been your worst experience on stage with being off your face or something, or something's gone awry?
Being sozzled. Probably, to be honest with you, I've always been able to handle it quite well, even when I've been exceptionally drunk. But probably the worst band experience was the old drummer, Stuart, real rock and roll legend, old Stuart. But we were absolutely smashed. We played a gig in Oxford, and there was a cocktail bar next door. So we're in there about an hour, 2 hours before the gig, drinking on the way up. We had a van. We drinking all the way up there. The time we played about 4 songs. He said, "Have we finished the set yet?" I said, "No." You said, "We're halfway through it." He said, "I need to go to the toilet." I said, "Well, you're gonna have to wait." He said, "No, I'm going now." He got up to go to the toilet halfway. I said, literally we're having an argument on stage. I said, "You got to sit down and play the rest of the songs." He said, "I can't." I said, and eventually he did sit down and play, but having a bit of an argument. But yeah, I don't think every now and again you forget the words and stuff, but that always happens, even if you're sober, to be honest.
Yeah, it can happen.
But probably for me, the worst thing is, if I have too much to drink, is just talking complete and utter nonsense to the. But to be fair, they might like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, because then they see a bit behind the artist, don't they? You know what I mean? They see that. I've been to a couple of gigs where they start chatting and waffling on, and you think, yeah, whatever. And hey, let's face it, most of the people watching probably off the face as well, so it's all right, isn't it? You know what I mean? He's probably worth it.
Sometimes that's what you want at a live gig, But what I found was a lot of promoters didn't sort of we got a lot of complaints from promoters back in the early days of people going, you're just turning up drunk, this kind of thing. So calmed it down a little bit, but you can't you can't take the rock and roll out of rock and roll, or I don't know.
No,
what you end up with. I don't know.
Yeah,
you can play classical music.
You can see both. Yeah, this one time at Bandcamp, you can see both sides of it, though, can't you? Where you have got to be professional, but it is you're in a rock and roll band. You're in a band, aren't you? And I don't expect you to be going in and smashing guitars up on the stage and what have you. But yeah, there needs to be a bit of element of that because I
can't afford to buy a new one. That's the problem.
Well, exactly. But I think a lot of people like that sort of stuff. Don't they? They want a band to get they have character, and I think you've got character. And
yeah.
And I think that's brilliant. So the first you've got one track out currently, haven't you? You've got a brand new track out. I think we played last week. You Can't Change. Is that the one? Oh, it's an album. Yeah, it's just
Teleportation Machine was the last.
Yeah, but you've got a new teleport. We played that last week on the show, but you've got the latest. What's your latest track you've got out?
There is going to be. Yeah, we've got a new single.
Machine, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I'm getting my wires crossed here a little bit. But yeah, Teleportation Machine. That's is your latest. Yeah. I played that before you come on air, and obviously we'll play that again. So what others have you got planned after that? Have you got some other stuff in the offing?
So we've written a lot of songs over the last sort of year, 2 years. Written enough songs now for a second album. So we're starting to record that now. Really, actually, just got off the phone to the drummer. The drummer's doing some overdubbing some drums to which will be our next single that we're hoping should be released in about a month. At the latest, 2 months' time. Is called Vaccine Gene.
Right.
It's a song about basically people taking vaccines, or it's kind of a comedy song. It's a bit of a comedy, psychedelic sort of tongue-in-cheek song, written about an old mate of mine who when people were talking about the vaccine a year or two ago, he's like saying, "I'm definitely not going to take the vaccine. I don't care what anybody." And I said to him, "They're going to hold you down." I said, "In the end, you'll end up with people in white cloaks coming over to your house, holding you down on the floor and putting it in your arm." And he was going absolutely mental about it. So that was the inspiration sort of behind the song. It's a bit of a psychedelic, bit of a strange song, but I think hopefully I think it's going to be very, very, very good. A mixed cross between it's a bit of early Pink Floyd in there, sort of Syd Barrett. Maybe meets God knows, I don't know, a bit of punk rock in there, a bit psychedelia, and a bit of punk, a bit of Buzzcocks in there, or something like that.
Looking forward to that, because your tracks are quite different, aren't they? So like you say, that some of your tracks aren't very. When you listen to them, they're not dead rock and roll, are they? Do you know what I mean? They're like you can listen to the tracks. I don't even know what genre you put yourself in, even if you said you were indie.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, because we do sort of. I tend to write. I tend to sort of like to change a lot of styles when I'm writing. Sometimes I just like to write a straightforward punk song, a bit like Robin Friday. Yeah. And then other times I'd like to write a song that's a bit, bit more jingly, jangly, bit psychedelic, bit more of a.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I don't normally do this because we normally have the interview and then play some tracks. But I think just for people that are listening or watching, and if they're watching us on YouTube. So this was Robin Friday. It was played around all the football stadiums, which is fantastic. That's how we first got together. So this is Robin Friday, which is the hero of the band, obviously. Only one, no, Robin Friday. Going down the bookies with my wages, gonna pick me a winner. Watching the football on a TV. So yeah, it's really got that punk kind of vibe rocking with that track. So and then you go from that, and then I don't know if you go to something like I really like 3 Hour Blackout. It's a track that if I get your playlist up. So have a listen to this, people. Have a listen to this. 3 Hour Blackout. Will I ever find myself again? Now I worry, 'cause I Here we go. Good, mate. I love that track. 3 Hour Blackout.
No, yeah, cheers.
It's great. It's a great track.
It's,
But yeah, you're quite diverse in your writing and the styles on that album that you did. So
yeah, no, that's it. I like to change things a bit. I think if I wrote an LP full of sort of punk songs, I think they'd probably get worse and worse as it goes on. So I like to, write a punk song and write something that's a bit more of a ballad or something a bit more psychedelic. Then go back to doing a punk song and
almost like taking a moment out of it, like you say, because you can get. It's a bit like drinking, isn't it? You can drink and having a break and having something else, and then calm yourself down and go back on it again. So I don't know why that came into me. But I thought
that makes sense.
But I don't know how that come out of my head. But also, I think what it does for you as well as a band and as a producer is they will appeal to different fans. So some people will like that punk rawness. Yeah, let's get into this. Then other people might find a couple of tracks like 3 Hour Blackout, some of the other stuff you go and go, oh, I like this, quite mellow, and it's got a bit of a deep theme to it, but I quite like it. You know what I mean? It's got a good beat to it. So yeah, it's brilliant, mate. I love
that's it. So sorry, what's that?
I said I love what you're doing. I'm looking forward to what
you're
going to be.
Cheers. Yeah, the next album, I think will be even better. I think it's going to be a bit different, but like there are a lot of songs on the second album that are quite punky, but they're also going to be quite psychedelic as well. We've got songs written about UFOs and vaccines, and couple of good love songs chucked in there, and songs about pub toilets and the smells of the walls in pub toilets. And you sound a bit odd, but there you go.
No, but you sold to me because that straight away, first track coming to my head was That's Entertainment by The Jam, which is the smell of brown leather, smell of Wormwood scrubs and too many pubs and too many right-wing meetings, all that. So that is like, that's what I'm thinking, the smell of the toilet, yeah. And straight away, if you're a bloke, you know what the smell of the toilets is like, don't you? You know what I mean? It's just there, isn't it?
Yeah.
so everyone can relate to that. I'm looking forward to that. I'll definitely be checking that out when it comes out. So so obviously you've sort of changed in what you're talking about there with some of those things. It's normal life. What's inspiring? What's made you think, well, let's do a song about that. Let's do a song about the smells in toilets, or what?
That one was sort of depends how much you can say on the radio show. To be honest,
say what you want, mate.
A lot of it was
say what you want. It doesn't matter to me. It's not
a lot of that song, like the smell of the walls, was actually about basically going into sort of pub toilets, nightclub toilets, and everyone queuing up to get in the cubicle. I think you can imagine these days why you got people queuing up.
Oh yeah.
And then people's faces coming out of the cubicle, just looking all sort of lost, and their eyes popping out their heads, and just that whole sort of weird experience of and then you sort of looking back over the years and thinking, God, amount of time I've sort of over the years spent a lot of time in those pub toilets, smelling the smell of the walls that you get off of that, and don't know, just the vibe, the weird vibe that you sort of, when you think about that, I don't know, it's a bit odd, but yeah, they just called it the smell of the walls.
I like it. I can relate. I get in that. I can relate to that. It's brilliant, mate. It's brilliant. It's always interesting to find out where people find their inspiration, and a lot of it is normally experiences, isn't it? What people have experienced.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think when you look at a lot of rock and roll that I like anyway, a lot of it is, I like, a lot of the songs are written about drinking, drugs, and obviously women, but just to be open about it, like what I'm saying about the songs, people queuing up to get into toilets and coming out of a distant look in their eyes, and you sort of think, oh, my turn next.
I'll be like that in a minute.
Yeah, you're like, come on, mate, you've been in there now for 10 minutes.
I get it, because I lived in Holland. For about a year, and what have you. So yeah, there's a few sights and a few stories to tell from that experience as well. So I totally get it, and it's weird, isn't it? Because it's it's acceptable in some places. Some things are acceptable, and some things aren't acceptable other places. But it goes on. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It goes on, and it's been going on. Yeah. And it'll still go on. It's just people are looking.
Well, yeah, you go to football stadiums these days. It's everyone's pretty much off their not everyone, but there's a certain but it's the weekend and people want to go out, and lads, young lads or older lads want to go out and have a bit of a rock and roll Saturday, so it's
get away
from
and
obviously you wake up the next morning, and that's when you might write a song like 3 Hour Blackout, because you sort of you wake up and you're feeling like your brain's been removed and replaced with mashed potato.
Exactly, mate. I think most people have been there, haven't they? Those that haven't have missed out.
Absolutely.
As far as I'm concerned, anyway. Oh, it's been wonderful, mate. I tell you what, it's been lovely to catch up with you, and lovely to get you on the show and have a little chat.
I've enjoyed it. And when I've got a copy of the new single Vaccine Gene, I'll send it over to you.
Oh, wonderful!
So if you could give it a spin, that'd be
hey, mate,
great. I think it'd be one of our best tracks. I think
definitely send it over to us. We had a track from a band. It depends when people are watching this, from the Baines, and they hadn't released it. They're not releasing it till the 6th of May, and they give us, they let us play it on one of the shows, which is for us. And I said it to them today. That's a massive compliment to us that bands and artists appreciate what we do, and then and entrust us with something that you've not released, and say, you can play that, or you can listen to it, or whatever. And I think that's really appreciate it. But before you go, we've been asking artists to do artist drops so that we can play them on the show and on the station. So if you can just say, this is Mark from the Mirror Pictures, you're listening to Dougie Stone Radio, we'll put it on the station, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, well, do you want me to say it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is Mark from the Mirror Pictures. Make sure you listen to our songs on Dougie Stone Radio, greatest radio station in the world, 100%, no doubt whatsoever. Listen to it every day.
Thanks, man. I'm going to let you get on with your day, and we're going to treat everybody to teleportation. I nearly messed up. I didn't say it right. I got tongue twisted. Teleportation machine. So keep in touch. We'll get you back on the show again. Let us know when you release any new stuff, and we'll get it out there. Keep in touch with Janice, because she's all over it. And thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate it.
Cheers, Kirk. Appreciate that. Thanks a lot for having me on, playing our music.
No worries, mate.
Appreciate the support.
Take care. Always.
Cheers, mate. See you soon. Speak to you again soon. Bye.
Cheers, man. So it's Matt from the Mirror Pictures. Go and check him out.
It's not fair to wake up every morning and the first thing on my mind is you're not there. If I could, I'd build a teleportation machine for me and you. If it was true, I'd build my world around you, build a world where I was always there. It's not nice being far away from someone who you need and only hear their voice. If I could, I'd defy all logic, disappear and return to you. If it was true, I'd build my world around you, build a world where I was always there. Teleportation machine, when will you be here? Teleportation machine, when will you be I wouldn't need a seatbelt, wouldn't need a seatbelt, wouldn't need a seatbelt. Click my fingers, then I'd reappear. Teleportation
I urge you people to go and find the Mirror Pictures and follow him. Follow him on social medias. Follow Mark. What a great guy. You'll often find him over in Thailand, visiting his door. Wonderful. Great to catch up, and I just adore doing the interviews and getting to chat to the artists, get a bit to know about them. You know, just like a couple of people just having a chat. That's what it's all about. Nothing intense. And I think we find out a little bit more of the true essence of the individual, the band, and why they do what they do. That was cool, wasn't it? So check them out. You definitely follow them. So, yeah, another mini interview for Duggystone Radio. And follow us on social media. Go to DuggystoneRadio.com or go to Twitter at Duggystone Radio. Follow us on there. And especially join me on all my shows, but especially on a Thursday for Dougie's Atomic Dustbin. That's where we feature artists like Mark and all the other ones we've got. And if you've missed any of them, go over to YouTube. I nearly forgot where I was going then. YouTube and search Duggystone Radio, and you'll find all the mini interviews on there, all the main interviews and everything related to the station. And I hope you enjoyed that, people. I did.